Okay, so it's been a little longer than I expected to have an update on the activity that I've been doing, but I actually recorded a video several weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago or so, and didn't like the outcome, wasn't going to bother editing it, didn't re-record it. So this is what we're getting now. Okay, so the way it stands right now is this is currently Friday, October 6th. I have a 5K race tomorrow morning. So this is just, it's a 5K around the campus here in town. So that'll be at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I have my bib number. Now, the only thing I have noticed is that the shirt that they gave me is long sleeve, which means it'll never get worn. Not in Southwest Louisiana, that's for certain. In any case, okay, so the race is 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'm looking forward to it. So the last race that I had was the 4-miler on the 4th of July, and even though it was 4 miles, it was longer than 5K. It did give me a 5K split time of about, I'm not going to get this down to the second. It was like 45 minutes and 38 seconds, something like that. So that was obviously first week of July. It's now first week of October, and that time has progressively come down. So my best current 5K was this morning, actually. Yeah, it was this morning, coming in at 37:22, something like that. So that's already 8 minutes off what I had 3 months ago. Actually, it has been 3 months. So I still have a long way to go. My initial plan is under half an hour. Under half an hour for a 5K, under an hour for a 10K. Those two together, if I can get them, I will be where I want to start, actually looking at targeting specific times. Right now, under 5K, under half an hour for 5K. So with all the stuff that I've been doing, I've started cycling more. I've started going to a local pool and actually getting some swimming in. My actual fitness goal is not to be elite at anything. It's to have an overall level of physicality. I would like to, for example, if someone were to suggest doing something that I hadn't done before, the thing I use is just a rock climbing gym, for instance. I've never done something like that. We don't have one here in town that I'm aware of, but I would like to be able to go and just not make a complete mess of it when I go. So even if it wouldn't be something that I would just crush and knock out of the park, I don't want to be something that I am dying 15 minutes into doing either. So as far as the race tomorrow goes, I am going to be 20 pounds lighter now, or about 25 pounds lighter than I was then. So I was about 275 then. I'm right at 250 right now. So that alone is going to help, but I'm used to running longer now. So it's not, on the 4th of July, I only had 4 weeks of actual running, and it wasn't even every day. It wasn't even structured. It was just, here, go out and do it. For the last 10 weeks or so, I've been going along with just a training app on my watch. Garmin has this adaptive training. Yeah, my watch does not have that. But it just gives an overall training schedule if you want to do like a just basic couch to 5K program. So my weights come down. I mentioned before that my VO2 max was terrible, even though it's not the ultimate score that you can actually just take. You have agency on. It will change as it changes over time. But on one of my last videos, I had mentioned the fact that, it would be nice to see a tick in the positive direction, though. So I think the last time I made a video that mentioned VO2 max was, the VO2 max score was at 32, and the fitness age it gave was like, initially it was 72 and it ticked up to 73. Now this is the VO2 max score. It has progressively gone up, but it's now 38 VO2 max. It's still in the red. It is still not acceptable. My plan, get out of the red, get out of the orange. You cannot be in there. So I'm going to keep going until, well, I'm just going to keep going until I finally give out and I am no more. I have ceased to be. But out of the red, out of the orange, that's a given. That has to happen. But I've only had this watch a little over 3 months now, and we're already just on the verge of ticking out of the red. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a good start. As far as the other activities that I'm doing some indoor cycling at the gym. I'm doing some weightlifting, but that's sort of taken the back burner to cycling, to running, and to walking. I've also started doing yoga in the morning because it's hard if you've never done it before, and it's easy to look at it and go, I'm not doing that. I can stretch, right? Oh, try it sometime. Even the beginner ones are not anything to like completely ignore and say, oh, I'm not a beginner. Let me just start with one of the intermediate ones. Start with the beginner ones. So, I also mentioned that I was going swimming. So, and swimming is one of those things that, if you've never been swimming for, in my case, decades, and I'm not talking about swimming like just lazing around in a pool. I'm talking about swimming for laps, swimming for distance. If you have never done that before, or if it's been a while since you have done that before, you really think that you know how to swim until you actually get in the water. And then you realize when you try to actually swim a length of the pool that you really don't. Especially when you're swimming in a facility that the local high school uses for their swim meets and for their practice, and you see people a third your age just crushing it in the water, and you're miles, literally oftentimes, behind them as far as like how much you've swum, were able to swim that day. So yeah, I am by far one of the worst swimmers that I have seen at that facility. But I honestly don't care what people think of me. I'm going to put the time in. Now, I've got to drive to the next town over to have a pool that I actually want to get into, because if you're in Southwest Louisiana, or just in Louisiana in general, it is not in your best interest health-wise to actually get in any of the water around here. Especially when you go down to the beach, and this is the first sign that you actually walk up to when getting to the beach. Not anything I plan to do. So, but I keep going. I'm going to keep going. It's $7 a pop for me to visit. I'm not to the point yet. I need another couple of paychecks before I can justify purchasing a membership there, but I'm going to go. I don't care how long I'm there for. I'm going to make myself drive. I'm going to make myself go in. I'm going to make myself pay the money to get inside. I'm going to make myself get in the water. After that, all bets are off. I'll swim until I am tired, until I am physically done for that day. So it doesn't matter how many laps I swim. I'm going to make myself go, make myself get in the water. And after I've already paid, it's more motivating to just actually do something while you're there to make that money mean something, rather than just get in the water, do one length of the pool, and say, okay, that's it, let me call it a day. I could do that. I'm allowing myself that option, but my brain just will not let me throw away the $7 on the entry fee and not get something out of it. Now, it's never been an amazing amount of swimming that I have been doing there. For example, yesterday I just went and 425 meters. That was it. That's 17 lengths of the pool. That was it. My shoulders were done. But I'm going to keep going. Part of the weight training that I want to do is I want to build up my shoulders to help swim, because that's something that wears out very fast. I mean, it's obvious when you think about it, but when you feel it in the water, it's like, I just got here. How are my shoulders so tired already? I don't want that. So this is something I want to take seriously. And if you're wondering how serious that I'm planning on taking this, I actually went out and purchased a pair of pink swimming trunks. I also have a pair of speed goggles, mirrored speed goggles. And if this isn't taking it seriously, I don't know what is.